Way back in 2004, Firefox was the cool kid on the block. It had tabs before they were mainstream, it was open source, and most importantly, it wasn't Internet Explorer. But 20 years later, things look a little different, and today Firefox is hanging on by a thread. And, ironically, the thing that might finally kill it is the US government trying to fix Google's search monopoly. Let me explain. Last year, Google dominance on search was ruled as a monopoly. Contrary to what shareholders and investors might tell you, that's kind of a bad thing. Google, once known for its "Don't be evil" motto, and even more famous for quietly dropping it, pays billions to remain the default search engine on browsers and phones. These deals make it really hard for competitors like DuckDuckGo to scale. But here's the twist. Firefox is one of the browsers that has one of those deals, and apparently this is what's keeping them alive. According to Mozilla's CFO, 85% of their revenue depends on Google paying to be the default search engine in Firefox. So, if the court bans this kind of payments, Mozilla loses that money overnight. And without it, they'll have to make severe cuts across the company. That could mean fewer engineers, fewer features, and a browser that slowly becomes irrelevant. In other words, the DOJ is trying to curb Google's dominance and might accidentally wipe out the last remaining independent browser engine in the process. It's important to remember that Firefox runs on Gecko, which is the only major browser engine not owned by Google or Apple. Chrome and Edge run on Chromium, and Safari runs on WebKit, so Firefox is the last holdout. You might think there are other small independent browsers out there like Brave or Vivaldi, but none of them maintain their own rendering engine. They all run on Chromium, which means in practice, they're still standing on Google's foundation. So, if Gecko goes under, the entire web rendering engine landscape becomes a big tech duopoly. This is kind of the opposite of what antitrust laws are supposed to encourage. Mozilla tried to avoid this scenario, and they've tested switching the default search engine before. Back in 2014, they made Yahoo the default, but users hated it. Then, they quietly tried Bing from 2021 to 2022, and they found it generated less revenue and worse engagement. To be fair, there are other options. Opera makes more money from browser ads than from search deals. But Mozilla's privacy-focused design makes that approach harder to scale, and they haven't yet figured out how to make it work. At the end of the day, the judge in charge of Google's monopoly case asked the obvious question. Would it be better if there were more search engines that matched Google's quality? And Mozilla's CFO didn't hesitate. That would be a world that would be better for Mozilla. But right now, we are not in that world. The reality is that the last independent browser might go down, not because it failed to compete, but because the government is trying to level the playing field. It's complicated, it's ironic, and it's a little sad. If you like this video and you want to keep up with the tech world, you should also check out my second channel linked in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.